We're here at the CrowdStrike Government Summit with George Kurtz, CEO and co-founder of CrowdStrike. George, thank you so much for joining us.
Great to be here.
I'd like to start by asking, what are the biggest steps government organizations can take to modernize their security programs in order to match adversary sophistication?
Well, the adversaries continue to be more sophisticated day by day, and one of the things that we track at CrowdStrike is something called breakout time. That means if an adversary gets onto a system, how long does it take before they can break out of that system and move laterally across the network? On average, it's 84, which is 14 minutes faster than last year. So when we think about what governments can focus on, having a zero trust architecture is really important. That is, being able to prevent the exploitation of these systems and the compromise of these systems, but then also combining that with understanding the identity of those users. Because typically what will happen is an identity will be compromised, and then that identity will be used to move laterally across the network. And those are things that CrowdStrike is really helping to pioneer to protect those endpoints and workloads, and then also provide an additional layer of identity threat prevention across the network.
And then CrowdStrike and CISA have a deep partnership. How has this partnership grown? And can you talk about how is CISA using CrowdStrike to operationalize the executive order 14028 and enforce zero trust in federal agencies?
Well, we do have a great relationship with CISA, and they are using our technology to enforce 14028. Why are they doing that? Because we provide incredible visibility across all these endpoints and workloads, and then we can combine that with our identity threat detection and prevention. And we create a more modern architecture for protecting these endpoints. The speed, the scale, the level of AI that we infuse in the product allows incredible visibility, but also it gets back to that breakout time, right? Very quickly being able to identify and prevent these sort of attacks if there's an adversary that happens to be attacking one of these network systems. So it's worked out well. We're also one of the founding members of JCDC, which is the collaborative. So we do share a lot of threat intelligence with CISA, and we look forward to continued partnership.
And then lastly, what are the biggest cyber issues on the horizon for the public sector from your perspective? And how is CrowdStrike driving innovation to help with these challenges?
I think when we look at the public sector, you got a host of challenges which are not so different than the private sector, which is keeping endpoints and workloads secure, keeping identity secure, but also keeping data secure. And we've seen in the news data leaks and the ability for data in a modern cloud environment to move around very quickly can be scary. It's very easy to create and transform data and then move it somewhere else. So one of the areas that we're really pioneering is being able to link the protection and the hygiene of a system to the identity of the user, to the data itself. And we believe that sort of triumvirate is really the holy grail. If you can track the system and the user and the data and where it goes and how it operates and provide protection and control and policy across that control plane, that we believe is really a game changer for customers.
Certainly sounds like it. Well, George Kurtz, thank you so much for joining us here at the CrowdStrike Government Summit.
Thank you so much.